Hey again, this is Anthony with a little update on the Maritime Foam Battle birthday party that I had a little while ago. I said I would update after with some lessons learned in case you want to have a Nerf party. I kind of purposefully chose blasters that were smaller and easier to load, and at first I avoided anything automatic or with clips, that kids would have to go and reload. And I was right. I ended up taking some like the Hyperfire and the Spectrum, and of course they look cool. They are cool. So the kids were kind of drawn to those. But honestly, with these ones, if they're not super used to them, I ended up just doing a lot of support with jams and how to load it. They're very time consuming to load. It was better to stick with simple stuff like the Disruptor and Strong Arm, where it's one of the... Oh, this one's defective. Oh, there we go. Yeah, so I thought it would be fun for kids to have a full auto option or a semi-auto option, and they are fun. But for a bunch of kids that may or not be familiar with Nerf, it was a bit more of a pain. So I think next time I'll stick to these smaller ones like this. I did take some of these Mega Blasters, and those were fun. But even they were tricky enough to top load that some of the smaller kids had a little bit of trouble. Not a big deal. But really, it's hard to go wrong with the simpler blasters. And if you take the really cool looking ones, they will want to use them, which makes sense. So I think that next time, unless unless they're a bit older or part of the fun was to just have a crazy variety, I would stick with simpler stuff. Another thing that I learned, I think if I do more parties, I will just get people to pay a bit of a fee for ammo, and I will not worry about picking it up. These Adventure Force waffle heads are very inexpensive. And then that way the kids can have the ones that they pick up that are thereafter instead of me going around the field picking them up. Same even for the Mega Darts. These are aftermarket ones. They're not very expensive. You can get them in bulk. Another thing that I learned, and you'll see in the video after, I let all the kids try the Jupiter, which is that 3D printed blaster behind me. Super fun. I let them try the Proton Pack, so the kids were blasting out dozens and dozens of balls every turn, and there were 12 kids, so that really took a lot of time. I think next time I would use the Jupiter without the Proton Pack, maybe, as much as it does look cool, and let them use clips. That way they're still getting to try it. It's only 12 rounds at a time. A lot easier to pick up and keep things moving. One other thing I learned, I guess, around games with younger kids especially, is to play games that have infinite lives. Probably the King of the Hill was the most popular game that used an app for people to control a certain area. I had an app recommended to me for tracking that from a Nerf game makers group that I'm in. I'll share a link to that in the comments. It's really fun. Just a couple buttons, a button for each color team. You go up, you hit the button, it starts a timer. The other team has to take control at that point and hit the button for their color and get their timer going. And it's whoever gets to 5 minutes first. It was really fun. We played a couple games with eliminations, and if they only had limited lives, having kids kind of having to wait at the sidelines got not very fun pretty quick. One other lesson I did learn, I keep saying it's the last lesson, but it was a good move for kids in that age range to use regular Nerf Elite or Mega. Something like the Chronos, I think for a lot of the kids who were there, I think the Prime would just have been too strong. I think kids would have been trying these and having to switch it back up. Plus, the rounds are more expensive. Again, these are so much cheaper than rival rounds. But I would love to do rival parties. I think I would just want to do those in a community center or an enclosed area. because they hit harder and it'd be easier. You would just lose them in the woods. But they are really fun. I mean, a whole gym full of people using all these, that would be a good time. And I think I'm going to try to make that happen sometime soon. Anyway, I'll just let you see a few of the clips. If you have any questions, please reach out to me. I would like to do some more birthdays or parties. I would even enjoy doing, I think, if people just wanted to do a bit of a Nerf experience where they try some of the crazy stuff that I have, even if it's not a full-blown party. Maybe it's just bringing over some 3D printed blasters, just, for people to be able to try out, or some of the different ammo types I've collected. I have a lot of crazy stuff at this point. But anyway, more on that later. Enjoy the clips. Thanks. Just packing up for a birthday party on the weekend. That is a lot of barriers. Old school barriers and new. 4 totes of ammo and blasters. Whew, that was a lot of work to pack up this morning. You might have noticed the Tylenol in there too, always handy. And then in here, a Caliburn for a bit of a demo, and a Jupiter and Proton pack. So it should be a fun party. Super casual birthday setup. And here again is the birthday loadout and safety goggles that I had mentioned before. A couple other additions. I did bring a couple hyperfires because I just thought it would be cool for the kids to have something that's full auto on the field. Took a little walk in through the woods at my friend's place. Team Blue home base, and then way up through the field we see the Team Red home base. A few barriers in along the way. Quick view from the other end of the field. I just put a little bit of plastic in these pallets to just block more darts. I think I'm going to switch to some sort of PVC pallet thing that's more stackable and easier to transport, but the pallet barriers, they do look cool. So yeah, that'll definitely work for today. We're gonna do team elimination in 3, 2, 1, go!
Today is a good day to die!
All right, your shot, so get to the monkey bars! If you're hit, go to the respawn. You want to get that timer started. Orange is fiercely protecting this barricade. That's a hit. There's a rush of people coming in from the spawn point.
Can't touch this.
This is your chance. Use those barricades. Nice job. That's another flag. He's ready in the booth. The pain booth.
Sorry.
All right, dude, go for it. All right. Oh, the carnage and cleanup. Nerf Party was super fun. Kids really enjoyed using the Jupiter. I wonder how much ammo I actually have now for it. We picked up quite a bit though. Yeah, things are definitely a lot less organized than they were when I took stuff out, but I just wanted to get things packed up. Anyway, it was pretty fun.